Welcome back to Timeless Talks. I'm Helena. And today, I have to be honest, I was nervous about this guest because this man was not easy. He was not polite. He did not tell people what they wanted to hear. Most people thought he was crazy. Some still do. But 100 years later, his ideas are everywhere. His name is Friedrich Nietzsche, German philosopher, and the most misunderstood man in history. Friedrich, welcome to Timeless Talks. Please, be nice.
Nice, Helena? I have never been nice in my life. I will not start today, but I will say your studio has better chairs than I expected.
Ha, great start. Friedrich, let's begin with the big one. You said God is dead. Everyone knows that line, but most people misunderstand it. What did you actually mean?
I did not mean God was literally killed. I am a philosopher, not a murderer. What I meant was simple. The modern world stopped believing, not just in God, in any fixed answer to the question, what is the point of life? For centuries, religion gave people that answer. Clear rules, clear purpose, clear meaning. Then science arrived, and people stopped believing, and suddenly they were free, but also completely lost. Because if there is no God, no fixed rules, then who decides what is right? What your life should be for? You do. And most people, Helena, are not ready for that. They want someone to give them the answer. And when no one does, they feel empty, anxious, lost. That was my warning, not a celebration, a warning.
A warning, not a celebration. That changes everything. Friedrich, that feels very real today. A lot of people feel exactly that. Lost, empty, scrolling their phone at midnight thinking, what is the point of all this? What do you say to those people?
Stop waiting for the point to arrive. Most people think meaning is something that happens to them. They wait for the right job, the right relationship, the right moment when life finally makes sense. But meaning is not given. You create it. I called this the will to power. And people always get this wrong. They think I mean power over other people. War, politics, domination. No. Will to power is the desire to grow, to become better, to push past your own limits. A painter who works hard to create something beautiful, and that is will to power. A person who chooses to be honest, even when it hurts, that is will to power. Someone who looks at their life and says, I will make something good out of this, that is will to power. Nothing to do with controlling others, everything to do with controlling yourself.
Power over yourself, not others. I never understood it that way before. Friedrich, the Übermensch, the Superman. Some very bad people in history used that idea in terrible ways. What did you actually mean?
This makes me angry. Even now, the Superman has nothing to do with race, nothing to do with politics. The Superman is simply a person who creates their own values. Most people copy their values from parents, from culture, from religion, from social media, which did not exist in my time, but I think would have made me very sad. They never ask, do I actually believe this? Is this really mine? The Superman asks those questions and builds their own answers. Not better than other people, just more honest than most, refusing to live by rules they never chose.
Refusing to live by rules you never chose. Friedrich, something personal now. You were very lonely. Few friends. You fell in love and she said no. You wrote books almost nobody read. How did you keep going?
With great difficulty. I will not pretend otherwise. But I had one idea that kept me going. I called it Amor Fati, in Latin, love of fate. It means love everything that happens to you, the good things, but also the pain, the rejection, the failure, the loneliness, not because suffering is good, but because it is yours. Everything that happened to me, the loneliness, the illness, being rejected, shaped every idea I ever had. If my life had been easy, I would have had nothing important to say. The hard moments of your life are not interruptions to your story, they are your story. Amor Fati, love your fate, all of it.
Amor Fati, love your fate, all of it. That is beautiful and very hard. Friedrich, We live in the most comfortable time in history. Everything is easy. Everything is available. Everything is fast. Is that a good thing?
It is dangerous. Comfort feels good, I understand. When everything is easy, why choose difficulty? But here is what too much comfort does. It makes you small. I wrote about something I called the last man, a person who has made their life completely comfortable. No risk, no big dreams, no great love or great loss, just safety, every day the same, nothing extraordinary, and they are fine with that. That image frightened me more than war. Billions of comfortable people who never once asked, what am I actually capable of? Discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort means you are growing. Choose difficulty before comfort chooses you.
Choose difficulty before comfort chooses you. Friedrich, I want to ask you about something very modern. Social media. Today, millions of people share their opinions online. Everyone has a platform. Everyone has a voice. You spent your life writing ideas that almost nobody read. What would you think of a world where everyone can share their thoughts instantly with millions of people?
I think I would find it exhausting and a little frightening. Not because people share their thoughts, that is good, ideas should be shared, but because most people share what they think others want to hear, not what they actually believe. They post for approval, for likes, for the small satisfaction of being agreed with. And when everyone optimizes for approval, the result is not more honesty, it is less. Everyone says the same things, everyone agrees with the same people, everyone is afraid to say something uncomfortable. I spent my life saying uncomfortable things. It cost me almost everything, but at least what I said was mine. Here is my question for your social media world. How much of what you post is actually yours? And how much is just what you think people want to see? Most people will not like that question, which is exactly why it is important.
How much of what you post is actually yours? That question is going to stay with me for a long time. Friedrich, one more thing before our final question. You talked a lot about suffering, about difficulty, about pain being necessary. But some people watching this have real pain. Not chosen difficulty, but real loss, real grief, real hardship. What do you say to them? Because Amor Fati sounds easy when life is going well.
You are right, and I will not pretend otherwise. I was not talking about easy pain. I know what real suffering is. I was ill for most of my adult life. I had headaches so bad I could not open my eyes, days when I could not work, years when I wondered if I would survive. Amor Fati did not make the pain disappear. It gave me a way to carry it. The difference is this: when you fight against your pain, when you say this should not be happening to me, you suffer twice. Once from the pain and once from the resistance. When you accept, not give up, but accept, you suffer once. And you keep moving. I am not saying your pain is not real. I am saying it does not have to be the end of your story. Some of the most important things ever created, music, art, literature, philosophy, came from people in real pain. Not because pain is good, but because they chose to do something with it. That choice, that is yours, always.
That choice is always yours. Friedrich, last question. One sentence. For someone struggling right now.
That which does not kill you makes you stronger. Yes, I know. You see it everywhere now, on gym walls, on coffee cups. But I meant it completely seriously. The hard times are not something that happen before your real life begins. The hard times are the life. Embrace them.
Friedrich Nietzsche, everyone. Philosopher. Provocateur. The man who looked at everything we believe and asked, but are you really sure? If this made you a little uncomfortable, good. That means it worked. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And subscribe to Timeless Talks, because next time the guest is even more unexpected. I'm Helena. This is Timeless Talks, past, present, perspective. See you next time.